picture. Any big picks you see here that Blacklist could go for?
Ooh, I think all of their options are open here. You would probably be okay with picking another. No, okay. So we are moving this Ember Spirit to the safe lane, most likely. And putting the SF in mid because whether this is a Death Prophet or a Tusk, both of them are going to really suffer up versus the SF. Like neither of them can stand in the mid lane here. Absolutely not.
That is true, and it's more likely to be the Death Prophet that deals well with the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit lanes well against the Tusk though, so if it is an offlane Tusk,
Mm,
Ember should be okay there. I guess mid lane and the safe lane aren't the same thing, but you should be somewhat fine. But the SF, I like it. I really do like it. XERXIA's lineup, at some point, they want to run into you. And that is where the Requiem really comes into play. And we've seen so many cool, tiny tosses in the Requiem plays as well,
hmm
which just delete someone. So I'm looking forward to the execution of Blacklist in
Yep.
this game.
And a lot of like tiny struggles as a support have to do with mana management, right? But you know what? As long as you check in with your good old pal Kotl from time to time, I think you should be fine.
Yeah, that is true. That actually is very true. So if these are the two supports, Keeper and the Tiny, it's a safe lane Keeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't feel too
Yeah,
good as a
pretty
carry. Your lane
sure.
is always in the enemy tower.
Yeah, it could be a safe lane, tiny as well, and then whatever kind of pressure lane you want to run on the off lane. Um, I mean the classic off lanes with Keeper are stuff like Mars, for example, or the Beastmaster, which has just been taken out by XERXIA. No axe spam lane there. I don't know, Bristle Kotl.
What about a Night Stalker? We've seen a couple of Night Stalkers, and I feel like Keeper is great with the Night Stalker in the lane, just because he pushes in the lanes that first 5 minutes, and then you're not touched, and later on down the line, the double void is actually not bad at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Like thematically, it's absolute rubbish. Can never be
Uh,
allowed. But no, I agree with you here because Night Stalker, of course, has the biggest problem that on the first couple of levels he's absolutely useless at trading, very bad at securing the range creeps as well. And with the Kotl, you're going to be relatively safe until you are decidedly more powerful when the night comes in.
I like the Slardar ban. I really like it quite a lot. When you look
How
at
so?
Heroes of Xerxia, they would melt to the corrosive haze. So I like the Slardar ban, and they're probably gonna be picking something that can be countered by the Slardar. Well, what do you reckon? Anti-mage? Huh? We're gonna see an anti-mage?
Anti-mage? Oof. I mean, that would be kinda I don't know, maybe it was a life stealer, which, Blacklist thought about, have removed now?
Yeah.
Um, what do you have after that? I don't know, for some reason, my brain goes to the old classic Juggernaut, which is, of course, the white bread of carries, but would not be nope, nope, you get the points, good sir.
Yeah, then Xerxia get a 2-0 and go to the lower bracket, but it's still gonna be super fun to see here an anti-mage against an SF. You're gonna get your head ripped apart. Yeah, that's. I mean, if you do get to the Scotty timing, you're gonna be amazing in
Mhm.
this game, but I think the pressure is coming much earlier.
Absolutely, like, Ember Kotl, SF Kotl, anything Kotl in this game, like, they're gonna go fast. This SF is for sure going to take the building damage talent as well. And yeah, just
LC?
walk them down.
I think you pick an LC and this game is over. Done and dusted. If Cuckoo wants to play it.
I can tell you that he definitely does.
So I think it's LC or Night Stalker. There's not a. Not even close. Okay, it's an Enchantress, so is this gonna be an
Might
offlane
still be
Tiny?
Cuckoo.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. It's the Cuckoo offlane edge. Oh
No,
man.
no,
Oh
it's
no,
the
no, it's
Keeper.
offlane Kotl.
Offlane Coddle.
Oh man. I was so sure for a second there because I have seen Cuckoo shred people. But you know what? We get Kotl Timps on that offlane. Kotl Tiny.
Not a fan. I'm gonna say I'm really not a fan. I think they could have ended this draft up a little bit better. I'm not sure how an offlane Coddle will do. It doesn't take that much farm of the map. I guess you're running everywhere, but overall, I would have liked to see something that destroys the AM in the lane. Here, you just get 1 point in
Mhm.
your passive, and you're somewhat okay.
Yeah, I do agree with that absolutely. So the way that Cuckoo needs to play this is he needs to indeed run all over the map and mana up his other two cores, empower his other two cores. If he plays on that bot lane and he keeps on playing on that bot lane and he's trying to become like a big deal for himself, soaking up a lot of farm, this game is going to go south. And it's going to go south fast because all you're doing is, pumping up yourself at the cost of the rest of your cores and filling up that mana pool, which Karma is absolutely going to love to take away from you. I Cuckoo needs to keep his core playing instincts in check here. Absolutely.
I'm I have to say with this last pick Enchantress, I don't necessarily understand this Blacklist draft. I don't know what they're trying to do really with it. I understand the speed, coddle around the map, Ember. There's definitely some nice combos with their heroes, but
Mhm.
I'm just not sure I see the big picture of the lineup.
A disappointment.
The big picture. I mean, use SF as a battering ram until XERXIA breaks. But it's not very sophisticated. And I think you're right in that, the picks that you were saying look like it would, form one nice whole where every hero has its place. And now it's more like, yeah, Kotal plus cores is run at them.
I don't know. Like after this Enchantress pick, even though I had nothing against the hero, I just feel like this AM actually might have a good enough game. He's not going to be pressured in the lane all that much. He will get a relatively solid timing and like Battle Fury, Manta, Scotty. Once you get that Scotty, I mean, I wouldn't want to be Blacklist.
No, no, I wouldn't either. And it's maybe the Ensure is a try to get more tower damage and tower pressure into a lineup that had quite little of it, trying to
Disappointment.
create space up versus like you're going to lose towers against a Death Prophet for sure. And we all know that the anti-mage's biggest hobby is split pushing. So maybe it has something to do with that, but it feels like you're walked away from the strengths of your lineup in order to shore up something that really you couldn't compensate with a last pick, especially not like a last pick plus 5. Like pick a Chen if you're so desperate about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for XERXIA again. I know it's a long shot considering that they are playing against a better team, but do you have any preferences here? Like, who is gonna be your favorite to win game number 2?
Listen, man, it's an anti-mage. Like Karma, please prove that his hero has some value. But you're not gonna do that at the cost of me. I'm going for Blacklist this time around.
Okay, we'll see if they can get another win here. Bottom lane, Rupido and Bombi. So it is gonna be a safe lane SF, and they do send the Ember to the mid lane. So there, in terms of laning, I would say that XERXIA actually got the better end of it. The Rubik and the Tusk can
Yeah.
actually pressure the SF.
They totally can. Is it too late to change my answer?
No,
No.
just kidding. Of
No,
course
I'm
it
not-
is.
Of course it is, and I am someone who stands with their word, even if it makes me look awful.
It's fine. It's fine. It's no way anything is gonna be making us look awful here because our predictions 100% on point every single time here. Top lane, we are seeing some dives here from Blacklist. They're just trying to pressure Karma a bit, stop him from farming, and he blinks in just to be slapped by a tree. So not too great there. But Jaja once again is showing just how powerful the Gyro 5 can be.
Yep. Between the homing missile, very good pressure
First
spell,
blood.
as well as I don't rocket barrage. Yep, first blood. Nicely done.
Yeah, beautifully done there. Anti-mage, that is the perfect hero you want to don, because this is not your type of hero that you want to come back. You want to constantly be ahead, get that Battle Fury fast, and then just be able to overtake the map as fast as possible. In terms of CS, though, I don't like how it's going for Karma. Currently only 3, and it's the pressure is only starting to mount up. But let's talk about the mid lane here a bit. We did touch upon the matchup so far, though. The Ember is doing better.
Yeah, which is surprising because the Death Prophet definitely makes it extremely hard for the Ember to get any like kind of positive trades in. Maybe it has something to do with JG taking 2 levels in the Crypt Swarm instead of the Spirit Siphon, counting on shoving the Ember Spirit back and out pushing him, as opposed to simply standing his ground and trading versus him.
True, but it's a melee hero, and under the tower, he's gonna be able to last it quite nicely. So
Exactly.
Carl does not care.
He does not indeed.
Top lane, Bosku, again in trouble, being annoyed by Jaja, who doesn't have the mana but does have the mangoes to go forward if need be. And there it is, the counter spell of the anti-mage. It is finally there. So this is this damage from the Illuminate. It's really not going to be doing that much any longer. And XERXIA, they kill AU. I thought they were not going to be going for that Enchantress, but with the Tusk and the Rubik, you actually have so much damage. And again, Bosku dies, and this Observer, he has no idea what he's doing.
I mean, you were focused on a kill that I didn't see, so I was just going to let the obs do his job. But yeah, indeed, just gets run down by Jaja, who was hiding over in the left side of the lane. And with that level up into the Rocket Barrage, there's absolutely nothing for an Ember Spirit for a Kotl to be surviving up there. I was already looking at the mid lane because Carl was also very low, and he's tipping Bombi. He's like, yeah, thanks for ruining my lane, chump.
What now for Carl? He really needs that rune, and Rubik, he could stay for that one. JG is going to be going for a top one. Doesn't really have the mana, and Carl now, he wants a high 5, and I really don't know why JG didn't try to fight for that rune on top there, but he is going to be allowing the Ember to get it, so the mid lane will continue quite nicely there. Karma still struggling in terms of CS.
Yep, Karma struggling, but JG also not winning this Ember Spirit matchup, and maybe there's something magic in the water that Carl drank this morning.
I mean, when the series started, you did say a lot of good things about the players on the side of Blacklist, and Carl, he definitely knows what he's doing, so it has to be experience. He has probably played this matchup more in his life than JG has, and he knows how to deal with it, so very nice usage of the Sleight of Fist chains there, gets the deny as well, and the Ember Spirit looking good.
And that really empowers their lineup as well, because what we're going to be looking for is the Kotl to meet up with either of these two cores and help them spam out those spells. And the Ember Spirit having a good game, definitely exactly the kind of guy you want to be doing that on. Karma!
He did get a Ring of Health though, so Karma now, his laning is gonna be a little bit easier. He might be struggling in terms of CS, but Cuckoo, he is struggling even more. He has 16 CS and he has already died twice, so this Keeper of Light definitely not having the game that he was hoping for.
Yep, and there is only a single stack in his triangle right now, so it's not even like he's geared up to get out of this lane and immediately farm up a Storm. There's nothing of that at the ready, and instead we're making a bunch of ill-fated attempts at... I don't even know if that would have been a kill there.
Probably, not. But Carl, he gets level 6, he leaves a Remnant, he goes back to the base. What is surprising to me is that they didn't pressure Raven whatsoever. I guess the Enchantress did her job, standing her ground, taking all the hate, and XERXIA, they had to focus on her while the SF was having just a beautiful time, 36 and 10. It doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely not. Well, at least Carl gets really unhappy in his mid lane. That was supposed to be his arcane room, but between JG and Bombi, absolutely no touching allowed, and now we're looking at an Exorcism with an arcane rune behind it. That could be painful.
There it is.
Yeah, AU is already mid.
Yeah, I think he wanted to purge that one off before he uses the Exorcism, but as soon as he saw the Exorcism, he's like, I'm out, nothing for me to do here.
Yep, exactly. Oh, and look at what JG is doing here. This is the kind of smart moves that he's made before. Pushes in the wave, disappears, and they immediately go out on Raven, who does not have his support just yet.
He's gonna be not having something else, and that's his life, and also his career dies as well in the process as well, so that's gonna be quite nice for XERXIA. And is there anyone who even wants to attempt to defend this tower? I guess you don't have the Exorcism any longer, so it is a question if it will fall.
You've got 3 heroes under tower here. Death Prof. Her resources are a little bit low.
They're coming.
Yeah, they will defend. Carl's at the back.
Snowball save. Bombi will live a little bit longer. He gets Bombi to the side, and Bombi will be fine for now. He gets the kill, but here comes the Avalanche. They come with numbers, and they're gonna start cleaning up Rupido. He traps himself. I'm gonna stay here and fight until the end. That comes really fast there from the Tim's toss. He will be going down. Tower defended. Blacklist International, they will be keeping this bottom lane intact for now.
For now, next rune coming up though, and JG, yeah, Bombi is immediately coming mid, first for the refill. And then after, hopefully for the next rune, as Jaja gets, well, I want to say get caught. No, gets a D-ward.
Magic is an abomination.
Up is gonna be fine. Cuckoo, until he starts playing with December Spirit, he's not really gonna be going for those double slide of his chains. Bombi, he is being chased by 3 heroes. He's looking very much dead, so it's just a matter of time before Carl cuts him down and gets himself another kill.
JG's on top of Cuckoo. He did not see this coming.
Yeah. I mean, Cuckoo is struggling, would be the word on this Keeper of Light. And the top tower, this is a full exorcism. This could go down, no glyph.
He is on the struggle bus, and at this point it looks like he's basically going to be a support for the rest of this game, which is not the worst. Because, of course, like, you have 2 very strong cores that will love getting empowered there, but at the same time, the power that normally comes out from this Kotl, all the wave pushing, the early BOTs, the tremendous amounts of magic damage from the back when this anti-mage is not yet ready to, you know, purge that magic from the earth. Yeah, you're going to be missing out on a big window with him.
Definitely, that is gonna be the case, and there it is. He starts playing the support, refills the bottle. I got you, Carl. You are the only one who can make sense of my pick now, and it's not looking good.
No, it's not. But you know what? Even if you don't have any stacks, I guess you have a max Sleight of Fist Ember who you can refill time and time again.
Though Carl, he's gonna leave the Remnant back. He's gonna be blocked in with the shards. They punch him. He should be surviving through this one. No silence on the Death Prophet, and he's out. How many of those creeps did he take? Did we even see that?
Carl didn't take too many of them. Actually, I think more than half the stack went to Cuckoo.
Okay, at least something. He gets himself a little bit back into the game as Raven claims the tier 1 on the bottom lane. This is weird. Something that we don't see too often is that the off lane towers will be going down, and safe lane towers, for now, not really that low. Bottom one is, but it's not going to be easy to get towards it.
JG, a big part of that is just his, I want to say interesting, but like fast rotations to the side lanes, getting kills in interesting places where people did not expect him, and he just gets to walk them down with that exorcism.
He's gonna have an exorcism in 25 seconds. He's going for a Yules. The item has been making a comeback, especially on the Death Prophet, so we'll see if that does allow him to do a little bit better. He is gonna be dealing with a Spirit Vessel, and of course the Solar Bind, so the Yules does make a lot of sense on the hero.
Yep. The Searing Chains as well. Chance. There's a lot of good things to purge in this game.
Most definitely. But there was a fight of the offlaners on the bottom lane. I'm gonna give you one guess to say who won, who was the stronger one, because Cuckoo is really not having a good one.
On that Tusk.
Yeah, this Rupido and this offlaner, the other one, will be taking down Jaja yet again, annoying him with the homing missiles. This time around, it's gonna be enough for Jaja to claim his first kill, and he's gonna be continuing going on NU. Here comes the rockets as well. Centaur will be protecting him, as well as the Nature's Attendants, but they're coming from different sides. They're gonna get the Nature's Attendants stolen. This is a dead Enchantress, no untouchable just yet. And the bonus Centaur, no, you don't chase for that right now.
Not right now indeed, but that is them already flanking the mid tower with the Death Prophet having taken the bot now, and your entire jungle has been given over to XERXIA. Anti-Mage has decided to join the fray, regretting his decisions.
Definitely regretting his decisions. He forgot about that one. The Sleight of Fist on the Rubik was stolen, but he's not going to be using it for any kind of initiation, or is he? They're surviving. They go with the silence onto the Ember, and now he is gonna be regretting his decision again. It is Blacklist that throw out a couple of tips, but then pay the price right after it.
Yep. At the very least, Cuckoo gets to live and, you know, wrestle himself back into the game a little bit. But I don't think either party is particularly happy with how that went.
Yeah. Like, what the hell are you doing on your Anti-Mage? What the hell are you doing on your Ember Spirit? It's not looking good.
Exactly.
It's fine. The AM still doing quite well in terms of network. He's going to be finishing off his Battle Fury at a very decent timing. But Raven is looking very strong on this SF.
Oh yeah, he is thick, as we like to say in the business. I love seeing a thick SF.
Definitely
Full Dragon Lance.
That is a very strong hero indeed. He's going to be going for a BKB. We'll see how fast he can get it. Overall, it is going to be XERXIA that are going for the move. They jump in. That's the Blink Dagger reveal. Oh, the science doesn't come out in time. They want to do everything perfectly. Now, Rupido, your Blink Dagger reveal is going to be ending going into an SF, and we already talked about the strength of Raven. It is going to be shown there.
Yep, and there is that nerf from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away coming back to haunt that Death Prophet. The projectile on that silence.
Yep.
It's been getting slower and slower.
Just not instant, and you don't use it in time. Carl is out, and not only did you not kill Carl, but you sacrificed your guys. Well, I think they saw that smoke because of this ward behind the tower, so XERXIA should be aware.
They certainly look very aware. That's 3 heroes smoking up themselves, taking up a high ground position to make sure that that anti-mage cannot easily get flanked up here, and there's not even a tower to kill here, so Blacklist just ganked air.
They're not gonna get anything, but AU is gonna be tossed into the air and brought down immediately. Rupi, though, he just punches that hard. It is gonna be Jaja that gets the kill. And going high ground, that is a bad move. There's a Mask of Madness SF, and he attacks very hard. That is an Avalanche stolen. They want to kill this Rubik before he can use that one too well. The Spirit Vessel being used, but Bosku is gone. Rupi, though, is gonna be stunned up, tossed back, and he should be going down as well. He's gonna be met with Raven yet again. Got destroyed in the lane, now got destroyed twice in the early mid game.
And the status on Raven is not really high enough for him to feel comfortable moving into this tower yet. There's also an Exorcism up on the Death Prophet, as well as a Haste Rune, actually. Jeez. So,
definitely.
Once again, scrap in mid, but no results coming out of it just yet.
Both of the mid lane towers are actually quite healthy on both sides. AM now wants to farm, so he's not really going to be joining his team unless he sees a jump there to steal a kill with the mana void. We all know what anti-mages like to do, but it is going to be a farm fest right now. So anti-mage, now that he has a Battle Fury, I can assume that he's going to be taking a bit more farm than the SF.
Yes, he should be catching up and overtaking SF, but then again, the SF should be online earlier. Like, as soon as we see the BKB come out from Raven, he will join. Whereas for the anti-mage, you know, Battle Fury and Manta style, you can fight with that, but ideally all you do with that is just farm more.
You want the third item as well, beat the Scotty, beat the Basher, beat BKB, Sleight of Fist Chains on the Tusk, Avalanche toss onto the two of them. Those are the two cores. Rupido doesn't have the snowball, he cannot save himself, he cannot save JG, who does have the ults. He's gonna be saving himself, but Raven is focusing on the tower for now. You don't want to overextend too much, you're afraid of it, but they're coming from different sides. Carl, there's gonna be a Sleight of Fist Chain soon. No, because he gets something destroyed. JG goes forward, but JG will be going down to the Avatar's combo of Tim's, and now without the tower, who's gonna be protecting you? Illuminate yourself, Bombi, because you're gonna be needing more HP. Raven continues to just run through all of the heroes.
Absolutely, though Carl's not gonna be happy with that. Like, he thought that he was safe there, but you know what? You went for the slide build because you have a Kotl on your side. You're thinking slide spam, hell yeah, gonna farm until the cows come home. Bonus kill. But that also means that you only have 1 level in the Flame Guard, and that really comes back to bite him. With the Rubik, did almost half of his HP in damage with the stolen Avalanche, and then, you know, between the Death Prophet and Jaja, they have more than enough to supply the rest.
At least it's easy. It's Tim's fault that I died, so he's gonna be able to point fingers there. Mid lane tower did drop. The top lane tower is still alive for XERXIA. Very weird, very rarely happens, but this time around, Blacklist, they were focusing on some other objectives other than the one on top, but finally they're gonna be grouping up towards top, and it seems like XERXIA are not gonna be ready to defend.
Nope, and they're using Raven as a battering ram right now. He's flying in his BKB, so he's becoming even stronger in that position. And for at least a while, it's going to be impossible for XERXIA to actually focus him down, which is a problem because this is also the highest DPS hero on the map right now, by far.
I think the AM will have to fight with this Manta. If he doesn't, there's going to be a butterfly on the SF, and then that third item of yours, it's not going to be enough. You're always going to be trailing with one item once he gets that butterfly. So we'll see if maybe they can find that one. Smoke from XERXIA. They don't feel confident enough engaging, and they will pull themselves back for now.
But that is another tower gone. They're starting to run out of towers at this point.
It's not looking good. They found AU. At least they'll get something. He was going up the hill there. He had a lot of avalanche on the fort. That's going to be a lot of damage. It was a stolen avalanche. Again, Tims is going to be giving it away. Nice blinding light there. JG cannot go forward. But guess who can? Raven coming in there. They will find Rupido yet again. Sleight of his chains connecting onto him with the solar bind. He's not going to be moving too much. At least not to the to his own base, because he will be tossed back. Raven, they get him low actually, but still with the Illuminate, they'll be able to heal him up.
And they have no burst damage really after that Tusk's kit is spent. So even though he does look low there, you'd have to fully engage into him and, you know, risk your Death Prophet dying.
This ward here from Blacklist on the high ground, it really did change so much. Because XERXIA didn't know about it. It was placed earlier, and it just lost them the fight completely.
Agreed. And now Carl has boosted travel, so he's not even concerned with dealing damage this game. Raven's got that on lockdown. Carl is just on anti-mage mop-up duty. Like, anytime anti-mage shoves his creeps towards his side of the field, Carl is just going to kick the ball right on back.
Karma wants the blink fragment, so he's actually scared of going into the fight, but he still wants to contribute. Is this the right way to go? I always thought that was like a later game stage item.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I see that as a harassing tool.
Avalanche, Rupido goes for the snowball. Ember Spirit, dead again. You don't want to buy a BKB? Well, sure. Every time, Rupido, Shards, not gonna be stopping Raven. Bosco gets a double kill. Yep, did someone here say something about him? He gets on the ground and Karma gets it because he's a god! Because he's a god of Dota and now he's going forward. Stop me now. Raven, he has full mana. Oh, he tosses JG as well. Go kill my carry, don't kill me. Tims, not really being a team player here. Raven, still alive. They do have a 4-step to keep him in that one, and Karma will finally give up on that one. But it is still a big win for XERXIA. Anti-Mage gets something that he desperately needed, a second life.
Absolutely, and now he can fight with that Manta style. Now he does not give a single hoot anymore, and man, Carl, like, he does want to buy a BKB, he does want to, he just, you know, doesn't have the money.
Boots of travel, you know, seems like, I understand it though. He wants to, he wants to be able to split push, he wants to be able to shove out the waves.
Exactly, somebody needs to do it, and we've seen the trouble with JG in the previous game. When there's one hero that has to do every single job, it's just not going to work. So here, the battering ram is Raven, the guy who's going to be playing forward, the guy who's going to be split pushing is Carl. They have at least divided those tasks, but yeah, Carl's not ready to 5-man. He hasn't built the 5-man.
They're really targeting him though. Every single time they see him, they know that he is an easy target and they bring him down so fast. I don't know about the Crystallis for the SF. On one side, I like it because it was shown in the previous fight that they needed a bit more damage. So Butterfly is gonna help you a bit, but not as much as a crit. But on the other hand, the anti-mage can still be a problem for you if you do not have that Butterfly.
Exactly, like you're counting on your team to be the first ones in, to be getting an advantage on the field before the anti-mage ever arrives, and then, you know, hopefully not having spent too much of your mana yet, that he can't capitalize on that. Which is valid, like that's the way to take fights, and you can see that Blacklist are being very proactive at the moment, ready to throw that Crystallis into the fray immediately. But you're correct, anti-mage does not like building MKB. It's a weird hiccup in his regular item progression, and he would have in the matchup versus the AM specifically, that would have helped Raven way more.
Oh, JG is just gone. They found him perfectly again. It is Vision that wins the fight for Blacklist.
Oh,
AM
yes,
don't
he
counter.
does.
He has a DD. He has a DD. He's gonna crush them. He's gonna stand his ground. The shards don't allow him to get close to Raven. Raven is
Crits.
standing his ground and actually winning against the AM. You don't have your double life any longer. The stun is gonna be there. He doesn't have the BKB, and the stun from the Tiny isn't gonna help his SF to survive. That Aegis really coming in handy, having 2 lives, and his Aghanim Scepter after that fight will be done.
And now Karma is going to have to demonstrate why exactly he picked this up, because I do value that more in the late game fights as Carl. Snipes.
Missile. He's gonna get caught, and there
No,
it is,
no,
the
no,
Blink
no.
Fragment, the 3 Blink Fragments, that's why, because I'm gonna crush everyone with it, going for Cuckoo as well. Karma is showing that this hero still isn't that
No.
forced after the high ground. It will not be happening. Bobby lifts him up into the air, and Karma finishes off another one. Anti-Mage looks super strong right now, Kips.
He does, which is, well, it was about dang time, because Anti-Mage hasn't looked strong in about a year.
We didn't even see him. Maybe he was strong, just no one wanted to play him because it was a gentleman's agreement not to use the overpowered hero.
I found that Dota players are very likely to break covenants like that. No, this has just been very heads up play from Karma, especially that Aegis take really changing up the game there for him. And now, yeah, he's going to, in these longer fights, all of the blink fragments coming out at the backliners, like especially Cuckoo, who you really want to push out of this fight as far as possible, but also the Ember Spirit, as long as he doesn't have the BKB, and he still doesn't, is going to be so bothered by having that illusion sitting on him, chipping away at his mana.
They did go for a smoke. Anti-Mage gonna cosplay a ward. He's playing an RTZ hero in an RTZ way, so he gets himself onto the high ground there and gets himself down as well. No one from Blacklist is near except for AU, who is gonna be smashed down. They come over and they finish him off with ease.
This Enchantress has really not had anything to say during this game at all, has she?
Yep, the last pick not coming in handy there for Blacklist. They're still only 3k gold behind Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage has a lot of farm, and that is the thing. You want him to be ahead, and he is. Next item gonna be Scotty. That is when things become dangerous.
Absolutely. This SF is going to have a tough time. He is going towards the Silver Edge, so extra maneuverability in this fight, a break as well for the Anti-Mage's magic resistance. But of course, like, the question is, are they going to be able to lay any of the damage into the AM at all before he just tears their team apart?
Carl finally has the BKB, and they're going for a smoke. They can finally use this Ember Spirit, double Sleight of Fist, double chains, and clean out the supports before he dies himself.
And it was about time.
Oh, they're walking.
Sneaky.
They're walking into the triangle, but they have been scanned. We know where you are. The blink fragment is gonna be there, but he cannot control it to go forward. It will stand and scout, but they will not know exactly how many heroes, how they're positioned. But XERXIA are in a good position to fight themselves.
Oh, and a courier flow over precisely at the moment where Blacklist smoke ran out. So the jig was up, and Carl immediately moves himself towards the top lane.
So last game, there were times where XERXIA was stronger, but Blacklist did manage to split push them. Against an anti-mage, doesn't seem too likely to work.
No, it doesn't. Like, he is going to definitely be hitting your towers just as hard as you're hitting his. And never mind that he's got, of course, the exorcism that JG will not be afraid to put that onto your base towers if you actually let him get there. And this bot tower is falling fast. Already brought in Jaja. If he gets a good homing missile off, then he can force one of these heroes to stay. And you're not even trading towers. Oh, he runs into Carl.
Immediate BKB will be used. He knows how dangerous this is, but he's gonna be surrounded by a lot of heroes. Does have a remnant back. He's trying to do some damage. Not gonna be enough. He at least creates space for the tower to fall.
Good enough, I suppose, but the threat remains. You have a naked barracks now with an anti-mage on the other team, with a death prophet on the other team. is they can now always ring your doorbell, make you come back home, and then ding dong ditch you.
That is the case. Anti-Mage sending in the Blink Fragment. Obviously, there's not gonna be anything to farm there, and the end he doesn't even block that camp. But still, the gold lead remains 4K. The Anti-Mage, he is 4,000 gold ahead of the SF, slightly more than that. Scotty, almost done. Can the SF stand his ground against this? Can he win the fight against the Anti-Mage?
I don't think so. I really do not think so, unless Raven gets the luckiest crits of his life.
So does it look like we're going to a game 3? Dota Plus definitely looks so.
I might have given up my faith in XERXIA too soon.
I don't know. I mean, these guys, they haven't lost a single series in the tournament so far. I wouldn't know why. Why would you do that? So, Blacklist, they would have to be really good to be able to win 2-0 against them. And XERXIA, they pull out an Anti-Mage, and their drafts, they have been amazing. This is going to be an amazing draft once again. And Scotty is done. Anti-Mage is a problem. Anti-Mage is a beast.
Exactly. I think that no matter what happens here, XERXIA have really put themselves on the list as favorites to go into, there it goes, Carl as well, into the first division of the DPC.
Yep, everybody's gonna be looking towards them. These guys are dangerous. They're winning against some of the teams that almost got to the major. We'll see if they can win this game. We'll see if they can win this series, but they're getting very close to the first one.
And Karma is knocking on that door. There comes the exorcism. Ding dong, come home.
Yeah, but they're not gonna be running away. Karma, he wants to finish off the tower. Let's see, he's gonna be sending some illusions up there. You don't really know if it's the real one. You don't know if he jumped. And here comes the ulti. They messed up the toss. They messed it up. Karma is just way too good. The avalanche is gonna be connected on him. Now he jumps in. Let's go. You wanted the fight. You wanted this. He's gonna be broken. Has to be running away from that one for now. Buyback does come out. Carl wants to fight. He goes in on Rupido, but the snowball save will be there. He's gonna be keeping himself cool. Carl goes back in again, but will be jumping out. Understands the dangers, doesn't want to die back.
Smoke now? Blacklist are ready to take a risk here. They know that XERXIA backed off, hoping to catch them on the back foot here on the retreat, where maybe they're a little less disciplined. But Tims has got to get a really good catch now.
Karma continuing to farm there. Very weird that Tims did get out of that engagement with his life intact, but they want to connect with the toss into a Requiem, but they don't have it. So, let's see.
Oh, here's Karma.
He blinks out. He knows he has been caught, tossed in. Can they bring him down? He doesn't use the Manta just yet. Beautifully done there from Karma. He sends in the illusions. The SF is losing mana. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have his life. Okay, he's gonna be using the sticks there to pop the BKB. Not gonna be enough, and the AM is out. And you've lost your main hero, and now you're gonna lose more, because XERXIA, they're not gonna let you leave all that easily. Actually, Jaja is being destroyed here by the rainbows, and it's gonna be Sproink and dead. Tims, he tosses some heroes away, but it's still gonna be caught by the huge mobility of XERXIA, and straight into the pit. They want to go. No, Karma, he's looking for Cuckoo, going for a TP out. Mana Void, he doesn't have the vision. The illusion decided to go to the left. Yeah, Magic is an abomination. I'd be very mad towards Magic after that one.
Magic, if you will. But yeah, that was... Oh, that was a very courageous go from Blacklist, but I think it also shows how desperate they are at this point in the game, right? They realize that, sure, they can wait more, they can itemize more, but the chances of the SF versus the Anti-Mage in this matchup are not actually that good. SF not that great for people who straight up fight, like, come fight him into his face, and he has queued up this butterfly again, but we're not nearly there, and once again, he's going to have to kill Karma twice.
Shard is gonna be going into a Death Prophet. I thought the Anti-Mage will get it. What is the oh, counter spell becomes an aura. that would be actually pretty good for his teammates, because a lot of the damage from Blacklist actually is magic.
Yeah.
But he is gonna be allowing the Death Prophet to fear her enemies.
Yes, and the fear is phenomenally good versus Ember Spirit, for example, right? Extraordinary as well as, for example, Tiny. She is the heart of their team fights, and the Anti-Mage is their end win condition, but he is still the guy coming in and out. Oh, they were lurking on one of Carl's remnants on bottom. See if perhaps he wanted to pop on in there.
There's gonna be a big item coming out, Kips, and considering that the AM doesn't really buy a BKB, this Will-O-Wisp from the Keeper of the Light, it can change a lot.
It can, yes. Like, of course the anti-mage gets to have the choice to disengage from that, but he is not necessarily good at bringing it down, especially without the BKB, cannot fight in the area that has been chosen by that spell. Nobody on XERXIA is really ready to lay into that.
Not really. Yesterday, I was casting the Eastern European DPC. The Coddle bought the Aghanim Scepter and they won the game and they were losing it so much. They were losing it so much. Like 25,000 gold. He buys that one and it changes everything. So let's see if Cuckoo can maybe do the same thing. It is done. Ignis Fatus at the ready.
Yep. And it kind of has to do it because Karma is on your high ground again. He has the butterfly now. He has the Eye of Skadi. They're not defending? Okay.
The backdoor protection is still there, so it's gonna take some time, but here comes the creeps.
They're not interested. They just let that one go. They say, if we let you, you know, ring our doorbell, we come back time and time again. We're just gonna be shooting ourselves in the foot. You take that lane, and now we can focus ourselves on building our own items, and you're going to have to take another outer tower before you can do that trick again. You don't scare us anymore. Okay.
That is true. That is true. And on those auto towers, that's probably where Blacklist want to fight, when they're gonna have better angles to catch people with the tiny. We'll see if it does work out. Enchantress is starting to build up the damage, you know, just with the levels of the impetus. She does do a lot of damage to Jaja. In the previous fight did kill him pretty much solo. So let's see if he'll be able to do something to the cores. Bosku, let's see. Will-O-Wisp, you just got it. Will you get to use it? No, he doesn't even care. Upido seems to be going down. It is gonna be Raven gets the kill. The illusion gets tossed away and Carl is in deep avalanche toss. No, what was that? How was that a stolen avalanche? But how did they all get stunned?
I don't know, because the tiny wasn't there.
What the hell? Was it a centaur? It could have been a centaur, right?
It could have been a centaur, I guess. Yeah, but no evidence remains. I'm gonna go into the replay for that one. I'm gonna see what happened there, because I too was looking at Raven hitting those illusions instead of at Carl going in like a maniac. I guess maybe it was just a... No, because they were stunned, right? Huh.
Or maybe... No, it looked to me like they were stunned. Or maybe I'm just crazy here, going mad from all of the great Dota that we are witnessing. But either way...
Oh, that's the real Karma.
For sure. And he doesn't care. Oh, creeps again there. He always responds with a counter spell though, so that toss might not be as useful. He's gonna be sending his illusion in, and yeah, SF, he's barely killing that one.
Nah, SF does not have stats, my good friend Karma.
If he dies once, he could die to the Requiem as well, but nah, he just continues going forward. He knows that he's very hard to kill, and this SF doesn't really have the mana. Karma getting low. He doesn't seem to give a damn. He's just gonna go forward. Ember Spirit has no mana. It is gonna be refilled, and Karma is dead the once. What was stolen? It is gonna be the Sleight of Fist, so the initiation power of the Rubik, it is gonna be higher.
It is, yes. And once again, the outer tower has been used by Blacklist for a pretty decent purpose. Get that Aegis out of the hands of Karma. Get yourself a proper fight the next time. And yeah, Raven does have the butterfly now, so his matchup has improved significantly. Karma had money to buy the MKB if he wanted to, but instead, straight up, out of pocket, buys a BKB, says no thanks to the Ignis Fatus of the Kotal.
Is he stronger than the SF now, considering that the SF has an MKB and he does not? Oh, actually, SF does not have the MKB.
No.
He's just going for it. Okay, so currently the AM is still stronger.
Yes. Look, it takes a lot of hits to deal with that illusion.
Death Prophet is going to be going for a... I thought this was gonna be a Hex, but yeah, it is gonna be a Hex. He just has a casual plate mail. I thought maybe he just wants a Shivas, but it is gonna be a casual plate mail into Hex for the DP. I was hoping that Blacklist do get a Hex on the Coddle at some point in this one, but he wants an A on disc.
I think that's valid. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed that there's actually casual plate mails and not a full AC to be seen anywhere. I guess it's really hard for anybody to like buy that. Like, yeah, she does want the Shivas onto the Death Prophet. AC, pretty rare pickup there, but it does mean that the SF remains a damage threat against every single one of your heroes.
It really is the case. He almost has 400 damage per hit once he buys the shard and the MKB. That's gonna be so much, but the last outer tower is being taken down. You're up against an anti-mage. He can split push you as much as he wants, and now you have to come back because he is at your door, ready to kick it in.
Absolutely, and that's a lot of kicking. He brought a lot of friends, and he's baiting. You see, he's baiting with that one. Oh, AU decides to test it out. I was like, oh no, that one's fake. That one's ours now.
That's a very strong hero, though, to have. You know, anti-mage illusion from the Manta. It is the damage it does. It's really not negligible, and purging off mana from your enemies, it's always gonna be nice.
Yeah, the vision as well. There's a lot of benefits to that one. Ench in that regard, pretty good anti-illusion carry with that always.
Oh boy, they're just being outplayed. Tim's now he's gonna make his presence known. There is a Aghanims on the Ember. No heroes have buybacks, and the Roche is gonna spawn in a minute, or it can spawn in a minute. Hex onto the Tiny. JG uses the BKB, goes forward. AM though, there's gonna be the Ignis Faudas. You're gonna have to look at this one. I'm not gonna have to look at anything. I'm gonna make it dark for everyone right now. Raven is being forced staff out. He needs help. He's gonna be tossed to the side. They're just playing with him. They send him everywhere, and he's gonna have Invis fairly soon. The anti-mage, no vision. Raven will be fine. In the end, XERXIA have lost one. Keeper of the Light has been hexed up, but he does have the Ascetics cap, so it's not going to be lasting for that long. AU running himself away with the Glimmer Cape, and it seems like the Invis is going to be doing so much for you, but it is not going to be enough. AU is going to be kicked back, actually kicked into a safer position than he was previously, but in the end, it's still an easy grab for Karma.
Yep, and it does mean that XERXIA has to press advantage onto the high ground now without an exorcism, but you know what, you have Karma, you can do that. Raven just a bit of money shy of that MKB.
Oh, kick back. He wasn't expecting it. Now you're not going to be getting out. Ignis Fauda is defending him, but he goes boom there from the Mana Void. A huge one at that. No one wanted to come close. He doesn't have a buyback. Karma, he knows this could be the end. Avalanche toss. Maybe they can kill him. Maybe they can do it without the SF. He says, no, you don't have the strength. You don't have the power. Side of his chains onto the two of XERXIA. But so far, you're not stopping the push of the anti-mage, and he goes in, takes away your mana, takes away your life as well. XERXIA continue to go forward, and without two of the cores, this should be it, Kips.
This should be it indeed, and anti-mage has successfully been re-established as a possible pick if you're just in good enough of a game for it, and Karma certainly showed us that this was one.
For sure. He was also allowed. He could have gotten something that would counter him in the lane. Blacklist, they had another idea, didn't work out too well for them, so they're gonna have to think about it again. They're gonna put up that light, but the last light will be taken down by the anti-mage. It is now darkness for Blacklist in this game, number 2, and we are going into the decider, Kips. GG hasn't been called, but it looks very much over.
Yeah, I'd say that the fat lady is singing right about now. SF is gonna come back. You're going to get one more shot. Maybe you can toss somebody back into Fountain? Question mark?
There's a buyback on Karma, and you need to be dealing with the mega creeps. He is sending his illusion back, going for this one, gonna be tossed back there. Fear. That's a really nice one, and he's gonna be pulled back, but he just pops the BKB. Let's go now. You guys wanted to fight this. It wasn't us, so let's do it, Raven. Oh no, BKB. That means you just die, and your whole team explodes with you. They finally call GG. They know they have been beaten.
They know they have been beaten, and XERXIA does it again. Every time they get these advantages with these clever drafts. And yeah, Blacklist International, as you said, missed the opportunity to do the same, trusted on their own game plan that they'd already shown in their first 2 picks, trusted to run this Kotal Ember all the way to the bank. And instead what they got was a very good SF game and not much else. And this anti-mage managed to just run circles around it.
It did look that way, but still, I mean, if they hadn't stolen that Roche, do you think the outcome would have been the same? I kind of feel like with that one, the SF really takes the game over.
That would have been very possible indeed, and it's a pretty exciting thought because XERXIA's draft still has the same strengths, but it just means that Blacklist actually get to pressure out a couple of those enemy tier 2s. They get to take more territory in enemy jungle. They have less split push pressure on them. Maybe they get to properly get their snowball together there. But yeah, it was not to be. XERXIA, see an advantage, grab it, and look very much ready to threaten this series and threaten to go into the upper bracket final, which is very exciting to me.
For sure, and good drafting for XERXIA. It does strike again here, taking a game from Blacklist Rivalry. They won against Fnatic there in the first round. Now they're trying to fight an even stronger opponent and secure themselves top 3 without a single lost series. They were the best in the group stages. Now they're looking pretty good in the upper bracket. Can they continue it, or will Blacklist throw him down there? We'll find out after a short break, so stay with us.